Okay, with Mr. Richard Misek. Richard, please tell us a little about your new film. How did you get the idea?
Ooh, that's quite a long answer. But, well, my new film is called A History of the World According to Getty Images, and it's about the image economy, buying and selling archive images for newspapers and press and media. And I got the idea, in fact, on a very specific day, on February 15th, 2018, when the View Image button on Google image search disappeared. And until that time, you could click a button on Google and it would download an image. And then suddenly it was gone, like it never existed. And I didn't pay any attention at the time, but then a few months later, I discovered this was because Getty had threatened Google with a $6 billion lawsuit for copyright infringement. And as soon as I saw that, I saw Getty everywhere. I opened a newspaper and the pictures were like Getty, 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 Getty. And I realized how huge this company was. And so I was quite curious to dig a bit deeper and find out how they worked.
He's maybe a monopolist about...
It is a monopolist, yeah. Well, it's a duopolist. There's another one called Alamy, but Getty is the biggest image bank in the world. And they use that monopoly power very much.
Do you think the future of documentary is streaming video?
Yes. I can say more.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to embrace it. And Getty was made for streaming, and it's now been screening at film festivals, and it's fantastic seeing it on the big screen. I love it. It turns it into a completely different film. The sound, the emotion, but at the same time, it's not one or another. You know, in the end, it will be streaming, and that's not a competition to cinema. I think that just enriches cinema.
And virtual reality works well for entertainment. Do you think it can work also for cinema?
No. I don't think it can. I think it works very well for gaming, and games have cinematic narratives. But I think so far the attempts to create narrative-driven virtual reality have somehow not quite worked. And the more time goes by, the more I think maybe that virtual reality isn't, that in-between between games and cinema doesn't really exist. Games are games and films are films, and virtual reality belongs more with the game side.
And what makes a story interesting to make a documentary or a film?
I'm not sure. I think it just has to be, I mean, for me, what makes it interesting is if it's some interesting story about technology and ethics. But I think in the end, what makes an interesting documentary is something which the filmmaker is committed to. And if they are interested in it and they are a good filmmaker, then you will be interested in it.
Thank you, Richard, and welcome in Locarno.
Thank you.